growing up in Minnesota in the prairie school style of design and architecture, Frank Lloyd Wright would be the sort of design guidelines that I still follow today, where the indoor and the outdoor spaces are blended together, where they use, even back then, 100 years ago, Frank Lloyd Wright used the cement and the natural materials in a very contemporary fashion, yet warm. Warm materials, warm stone, woods, copper, but yet in a contemporary craftsmanship, like almost like in a Macintosh sort of a arts and crafts way, yet in an American style. I think he would be more of the person that I would follow the most as an American architect. At the same time, what the influence that I grew up with growing up in Israel were Art Deco or Bauhaus is a very well-spoken style of architecture in Tel Aviv or in Jaffa. So I was very used to that. Even in my hometown, Netanya, which was created in the 50s and 60s, the style of architecture was very open, terrazzo floors, cross-ventilated open public spaces, because the cost of energy and electricity and air conditioning was so high. So coming here to Florida and having those buildings being here, it felt like home. It felt comforting. It felt like, you belong. And so that makes a difference. And as you go through life, we did a project in Luanda, which is in Angola. The Portuguese colony that it was built with, again, a style of a deco buildings, pink terrazzos and yellow stucco and reliefs, very much like buildings that were built here in Miami and in Tel Aviv in the 40s and 50s. You go in a little bit different ways to Vietnam or Cambodia, and you have that, French colonial architecture, yet in many ways it mimics the things that we do here in the subtropical climate of Florida, with the shadow boxes on the balconies and the terraces and sitting outside in large spaces that lets the breeze cool off before it enters the actual space itself. And then the space is tall and the doors have vents on top to let the hot air on top of the room blow out. So all those factors are things that we still use today. We just did a very luxurious home in Miami Beach on North Bay Road. And we oriented the house so it faces the prevailing winds, and it creates the indoor-outdoor shadow volumes. And it made it a very successful home.